Good morning, everybody. How you doing? It's me, Paddy from across the shock, and this is going to be a bit of a different video because I'm going to teach you computer skills. Yes, be afraid, but it's the best way I can show you. The new Jack Wolf knife is out, and we will talk about the one that I've chosen in a second. But this is the locking knife. So the last time we had Frank over the Fraymar knives was really frightened about bringing them in case the customs stopped them. And he has done it in the past and lost money on them, a lot of money. So, but because people have been demanding it off him every time the locking knives came out, he decided he was going to have a go and he would take a small quantity and just see how it got on through customs. Well, sadly, predictions came right. They've been taken off them at customs and they've gone for somewhere in customs land. They'll either send them back to Ben or he might get them eventually. We don't know when. So if it happens before next Friday when they go on sale, I'll be certain to let you know. But I just wanted to give those a chance in the UK. Europe, a few of the companies in Europe will sell them. It's just a matter of you sorting out the deal. Yes, you're going to have to pay a little bit extra to get them, but it's going to be cheaper than getting them from America. So what I'm going to show you, how do you go onto the website? How do you find out where to get them? And this goes for anybody, whether you're in the UK or America or Europe. This'll show you everywhere that sells the knives. So I'm just going to run through the simple process of how you find out about a Jack Wolf, how you get really good, glossy, up-to-date pictures. If your camera's rubbish, Elan. If you know, you know. Um, so you can get really nice up-to-date close pictures of the knives you're going to choose. All the models. There's 5 in this offering. So I'm going to show you how to do it. You see in front of you, there's my computer screen. There's the wee arrow. All you do is go to Google and type in Jack Wolf knives. Couldn't be simpler. It'll bring you to this. This is there. You can go onto this main one to find your knife, but you can start shopping of the other Jack Wolf knives that have been, and maybe there's some left, or you go down to authorized dealers. So I'm going to click on here, and then it's going to come up, and it's in alphabetical order. All the dealers throughout the world that send, and I mean throughout the world because there's international. These are all American, and then you're going to come down to Europe. And these are all the places in Europe, including Frank, but I don't think he's going to get them back off customs in time for them to go on sale. So here, there's the other places in Europe where you can get them from. Some you'll know, like Knives and Tools, Tools for Gents, but there's Lesse, Coultier Tagrelli, Ultimator Sibber Wickerstick. So there we are. There's the European ones, and you can try your favourite one that delivers to the UK. And then, honestly, in Latin America, Australia, Brazil, Canada. So there's the list of all the places throughout the world that sell at the moment. So we'll now just go back to the main page. So there we're back at the main page now. And now you want to see which knife that you want to pick. Just hit the Jack Wolf sign here. There you go. And it'll come up. The Gunslinger Jack is the one. You've got all the past models down there. You can go and check if he's got any of them left. And then you just hit on the Gunslinger Jack, and there you are. It will bring up the 5 knives that are. So I'm just going to go into this first one here, which is that lovely gold colour. There you go. So it'll tell you all about the knife down here. It'll tell you the price in Europe because that's where we're from. And you can go through all the different very glossy high-end pictures of the knife that you're going to get. That is just lovely. That is real posh looking, isn't it? Really good. You get all the pictures, and you also get what's in the tube this year. So because I'm doing this, I'm going to skip that bit of my review, but what you get is a lovely blue cloth this time. That's the top of the lid embossed. The beautiful Gunslinger picture that's on it is fantastic. That there is the picture that's on it. And you get 2 patches, 2 sticky patches, and you also get the filler tab down here. And that if you want to switch it over to the left-hand side, there'll be a blank left. You put that little filler tab in the blank, so it just keeps your knife looking perfect. So I think that was fairly simple enough, and it'd be easy enough to follow. So I'm just going to go back to the main page again. Oh, let's get out of there. Oh, I'll go up here. That's right. You see, this is my computer lesson. I'm not good at it. So, there's where you want to go. The two places you're going to want to head to for this edition is the Jack Wolf Knives. That will give you the pictures of it. The authorized dealers, wherever you are in the world, and you just order your knife. Simple as that. So there you go. I hope you enjoyed that. I'm now going to just pause you and remove everything, and we'll have a look at the one that I chose this month. And as if by magic, it's all gone. I hope you enjoyed that. That is about the most technical thing I've ever done on YouTube. I am so proud of myself. God, I'm like a child. Anyhow, this is the one I've chosen. I've got this in the lovely slip that I got from Richter Knives. Please check his slips out. They are fantastic. It's a lovely slip, I have to say. Here's the one I've chosen. And I wonder if many of you thought I would choose this, because I have the other locking knife here that I also chosen the titanium, because this was like a faux Barlow with the jigged titanium, and I love this knife. The originally came out, the original one I didn't really go for, which was this one here, I believe, and it's been the most popular version of the knife. That's why it had come back again. And there's the different scale materials on them, but this is the checkered. Look at that. It is beautiful. Now, when you rub your hand gently, you can barely feel it's like rubbing, but when you push your thumb down into it, it just doesn't move, which is a lovely grip to have on a knife. And this is a knife that's a locking knife, so you're going to put maybe a bit more pressure on it. But it is stunning. Does it flick as good as the other? Absolutely. It thwacks much harder than that. If you get somebody that's good at it, I just keep catching my finger. Oh, I keep catching my finger. Stephen. There we go. To be honest with you, I just open it like a normal slip joint. I've just got into the habit now. But it's lovely. But what I had been practicing from my other one, now watch this and be amazed. I can do the flip. And I do it very regular now, just to prove that I was giving my all to this company that give me this knife for free. So there's no mistaking. I get it for free, and I'm very happy to. And it doesn't, it just... Every month I am very grateful to Ben. The chosen ones who get it are just, we're all very grateful. And this is stunning. Now, you can see in this one here, there was no accent of blue until you turned on the backspacer and the pocket clip. But this one, the nice thing about it is all the screws, the hardware is anodized. Look at that. Isn't that just beautiful? And I think the backside looks amazing with the blue highlights. I really do. I think it is gorgeous. Really, really nice. And the checkering, I love. I have only one other knife that has got checkering on it, and it's a Rough Rider. And yes, I'm going to put a Rough Rider down beside a Jack Wolf knife because it doesn't matter to me. I think this is a beautiful knife. You can see the checkering on there to imitate the gun stock that you would have, on your shotgun or whatever you have. But this is the Rifleman series, and it is lovely. So it's going back. It's harking back to that era when checkering was put on the wooden handle scales. But I just love this. It's very modern, very nice, lovely to touch. So this is the one I chose. Why did I choose this color when I already have? And it's the simple fact that although they're the same color, they're completely different looking. It is literally that simple. The sheep's foot blade or ram's foot, whatever you want to call it, this is fantastic. If you're a leather worker or you do tend to do an awful lot of, downward slicing, that one is perfect. This is more utilitarian. This will do a bit of everything. Strangely enough, I don't mind lifting my hand up a wee bit. Sometimes I do get a bit baffled as the blade shapes are blade shapes. If you're somebody that uses knives, unless you're going to do it all day long, something like a clip point, a spear point, they're all going to do it. Some will just do it a bit better than others, maybe, but I really don't get it. My choice of a knife is always going to be a clip point. I love it. But when I want a utilitarian blade, a completely all-rounder, it's a spear point. But I like the looks of the clip point so much. And this is incredibly thin behind the edge. Incredibly. It's like a flipping, well, it's better than a cutthroat razor. It's just gorgeous. I'll just let you hear it going through the paper. It just drops from my finger. You can see I'm not even holding it. It just drops through. And I want to speed it up. You'll not see it. It's fantastic. So, and all Jack Wolves come like that. Well, they all have so far, and I can't see why it's going to change after nearly 2 years. They come beautifully hollow grind. This is a full flat hollow grind, which means that if you don't want to flick it out, or you don't want to do it, you just want to pick it like that and open it. And because this is on skiff bearings, yeah, skiff. Well, the last one, I take it this one is, look at that edge. It is just so beautifully done. Clears, no smile, no nothing. Just a stunning blade, well done. I love the fuller, really do. And on there you see the best thing of them all, probably. I don't know what that is, I got a bit of gunk. Oh, there it is, get it off. S90V, which as a blade steel, you know, well, if you know, you know, S90V will just give you a hell of a turn before you'll ever have to sharpen it. I've only ever had to strop my Jack Wolf knives since I've had them. And granted, I've got, you know, I've had so many. I don't use them to death at all. But I do use them and I do test them. And you've seen what my test is. It's 150 test. You can see now. This isn't the factory edge. I stropped it because I always do my test on my cardboard because it's my medium. That it's what I do most. That's my hard use. Do you know what I mean? It's my hard use, which is quite sad, really. But that's what it is. And blade steel doesn't matter. No, to be honest with you, I can cut it with this. And I do, and I have used this for cutting and things, but the joy of using this is it's so thin behind the edge and you just get so much enjoyment out of cutting something with it. But it's the design. This is the way, for me, this is the way a gun stock pattern is meant to be. A single bladed knife. It just makes all the difference with cutting. And not with cutting, I should say, with the fingers. Because your front two fingers go up here, your back two go on the top, and it is completely comfortable. When you go to a two-bladed one, which I'll just show you, and you take this blade out, you then have to reach over the top of this. Now, to be honest, this Rough Rider's done really well because it's low set in the handle. It really is. But the whole point of it comes when you go to take the second blade out, which is supposed to be a user as well, you're then coming over the top of a bigger blade. Again, this Rough Rider's not so bad, it's quite low down. So I'm going to show you, and because it's a spear point, it's not a sharper angle or a sharp angle. Here's a beautiful knife. This is a Dave Shirley Northwoods. This is before it went to Derek Bone. He bought it from Dave Shirley. Beautiful. Really stunning knife. Northwoods, as good as the Northwoods that are made today. They don't have that top. That was Derek Bone, leaving the heat treatment black around the top of the blades. But there you go, and that sits quite nice in your hand. But when I change over to this side and take this pen blade out, because I have a clip point there, you can see. And to me, that's not comfortable. Now, granted, I'm not going to do a whole lot of work in it, but it's just not as comfortable. And like, is that a first world problem? Yeah, I suppose it really is a first world problem. But when I'm holding it and when I'm using it and I want to use it, having just the one blade and nothing else to compare with, I don't need a second blade when I've got S90V. I just don't. I know this will last me all day long, 4 days, before it'll need anything. And if you've used it hard, it reacts beautifully to a strop. Now, a diamond strop, not a diamond strop, like the diamond liquid that you put on your strops, it's just fantastic. It really is. And it brings this back in seconds. So I am over the moon with it. And I mean, it's very hard to compare a Jack Wolf knife to something else because I don't believe there is anything out there in this realm that I would prefer over a Jack Wolf knives. I haven't found one. But, and I'm not saying there isn't, but I just love these, the quality of these. And do you want to know what it is? It's the consistency. And many times have you heard me saying that a brand that is consistent is something that I want to follow. But that's the other lockback, not lockback, the other full frame lock. This is the full frame lock as well. But you can see how tidy that is. Isn't that beautiful? An oval travel stop there. Everything about it is just lovely. I keep thinking that these should be the other way around in the bottom. I don't know whether that's what sort of manufacturing deal that is, but I would love to see it on the other side. You can see I've used it because my finger marks and all, where my finger slots in there. You see this finger just slots in there. The fat on the finger goes in there. So I've been using it and I've enjoyed every minute of it. In fact, it's right up there with one of my favourite blades. And I don't say that every time because there's some that aren't my favourites. They're still as good, but they're not. This is definitely one of my favourites. As this was, which is shocking because, again, the first locking knife I didn't go for at all. But here's its partner. Here's its little brother in arms, brother from another mother. Again, single bladed, gunstock pattern. There's just the slip joint version. So there is a bit of a difference, like, you know, in size. You're getting a much, like if I put these, let's get them up here. Do you see them beside each other? Look at the blade difference in that. That is a more substantial size of a blade, isn't it? Really is. But they both look beautiful. The swedges get me. I love my swedges. The long pulls, it's much deeper in this because you can flick out with it. But it's just stunning. Stunning knife. And again, single bladed. That's what a gunstock should be to me because it makes it so comfortable. What else have I got that I can put down here that you haven't seen? I have this beautiful Shatton Morgan gunstock. Doesn't look as pronounced, but it is a gunstock. You know, nonetheless, it is a gunstock. It's beautiful. And the worm groove bone is absolutely stunning. And it's got the two blades in this one. But, you know, it is a gorgeous knife. Beautiful knife. But if I show you it down beside the Jack Wolf again, it's a lot less substantial, but nonetheless a beautiful knife. I do like gunstocks, and I have another one. And this is another company that are putting out consistently fantastic products. They've only been going just over a year, a bit shorter than Jack Wolf, but my goodness, are they putting out some consistently good knives. It's amazing. Now, they're a budget compared to this, but just because they're a budget, it's in D2, beautifully put together, fit and finish on all the knives I've had so far have been spot on. It has literally been spot on. So these are sort of options. Like there's the Rough Rider. There is other options, but once you decide you want to get the very best, Jack Wolf is the very best. And if you want me to name another company that at the moment is putting out knives consistently of a standard that Jack Wolf has, Rosecraft blades, and you're getting them from 45 to 65 quid. So it's not a case of you're going to spend 65, your knife's not going to be good. It is. But this is right at the top of the range where, I think most, if you're a knife collector, we would love to be. Some might never get there, but that's why they're called grails. That's why the knives, you hear that word grail. It's a bit overused, but a grail knife should be something that you don't think that's maybe attainable, but you still would love to have it. Jack Wolf knives is that for a lot of people. They might never get one, but getting to see them, I mean, there's knives. Look, there's knives everybody can't afford. And somebody was on. I was watching the other night. Is it Jim? Yes, Jim Skelton was on, and he was handling a £28,000 knife. A £28,000 knife, and he had it on his channel. I think he was on with Lefty. Great podcast. I love listening to Jim speaking. He's way beyond anything I'm ever going to want on a knife. 28,000 to buy me a lovely caravan. Do you know what I mean? That's what I would spend mine on, not on a knife. But isn't that the joy? But to get to see these knives, it's like I've got a £1,450 knife. I think that's mind-blowing expensive. But I love having it in my collection. So there you go. Jack Wolf at the top of the range to me. I said every month. This month you will not be disappointed whatsoever. And there's 5 different blade, really the handle materials or cover materials, whichever you want to put, are fantastic this month. Please go onto his website and have a look. They also sell t-shirts and hanks and things like that and hats. You can get it all on there. You just got to go in and search it. And all you have to do is put Jack Wolf Knives in Google and it's the first thing it'll come up on the page. And go back to this beginning of this reference where I expertly, if I say so myself, showed you how to work a computer. Take care, everybody. I'll do another full of more in-depth review on this. I just wanted to get this out. I've been holding off to find out whether customs were going to release the knives for Frank. I feel so sorry for him. He really wanted to get it for you. And it was for yous. It wasn't for anybody else. It was for yous that he wanted to get some knives in so that you didn't have to go, over to Europe. But if there's any change in that, I will let you know immediately. Not that there's anything wrong with our European dealers or our American dealers, but it's always nicer to buy from home when you don't have to pay excise duty. So there we go. But I'll let you know if I hear anything. But this month, if you want a lock-in knife and you want a high-end lock-in knife at a not so much high-end price, this middle of the road now for high-end is, $350 is middle of the road. But it is expensive to a lot of people, and I do understand that, and I'm not making any less of it, but that's why I'm showing you. I have a complete range of prices there, and you can enjoy them at whatever. And all these ones that I showed you, even this Rough Rider, is a fantastic tool. Sometimes you just have to settle for what you can get and not worry about what you can't. Take care, everybody. Paddy's away. Have a lovely day, and be early next Friday. Wherever you're going to buy your knife from, be early, because this is the most popular knife so far. It's been the most requested knife that Ben has had at any of the shows that people would like to buy again. So you're getting the chance. He brought it back early for those that wanted it. And if you didn't know you wanted it, you do now. So bye. I'm starting to waffle. Right, take care, everybody. Bye-bye.